Oh, come on. I hate bugs.
Riders, ridettes, and pillions, welcome to the Van Blam YouTube channel, and welcome back to the No GPS Tour 2021, in which this millennial ditches the smartphone to ride through Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana using only a map and compass for guidance. An old school method of navigation for traveling with an old school motorcycle. Speaking of my Triumph Speed Twin, do you notice anything different about it today? Anything at all? That's right, no luggage. Today is day 3 of my 7-day tour, but I'm taking a layover, spending 2 nights here in Lowman, Idaho. That means I didn't need to have my luggage on the bike today, and this highlights perhaps my favorite feature of the saddlebags I use, the SW Motec Blaze saddlebags. And that's that when you remove them from the bike, they leave it looking completely clean. There's no big ugly metal bracket there underneath the rear subframe. I'll talk more about them and the way I have this bike set up for touring later in this video. For now, let's finish this little ride, get back to the lodge, and just chill out so that we'll be totally fresh to ride to Jackson, Wyoming tomorrow. Okay, that's all you get. I'm allergic. Well guys, it finally happened. Crashed my drone into that tree like 10 seconds after liftoff. It hit somewhere around the top, and then I saw and heard it tumble all the way down to the bottom. So it's down there somewhere. Gonna go see if I can find it. R.I.P. Alright, so obviously it's a little bit banged up. The battery is gone. I couldn't find that down there. But I have spares. And nothing seems to be, like, bent. You know, none of the props or arms or anything. It's missing a foot down here. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm gonna give it a try. Oh. Oh my God. If this works. Alright, it's connected, but can it take off? Oh my God. Oh my God, you magnificent son of a bitch. Alright, back to the montage. Alright, so if you ever have trouble remembering which US state is which, the way I do Idaho is remember that it looks like a hand making a finger pointing gesture. So I just remember it as Idaho, no Utaho.
Alright, it is now the morning of day 4. I spent the afternoon just hanging around the South Fork Lodge yesterday in Lowman, recovering from those 2 very long, very hot days of riding. I really liked the South Fork Lodge. It was a neat place. It was beautiful, of course, and the roads surrounding it were just awesome. I noticed that, just like Montana and Colorado, the cool paved mountain roads had tons of dirt roads branching off of them. I think it would be really fun to come in there on like a dual sport or a Himalayan or something, come in on the paved roads, stay at the lodge for a couple days exploring the dirt forest roads, and then leave by the paved road again. That would be a nice trip. I ate dinner at the lodge too. I of course had to try the elk burger, which was really okay. It was okay. And yes, that is a side salad that I got with it. It's really hard to eat healthy on a motorcycle trip like this, so I try to cut my body a break any chance I get. Pretty much the only food I can feasibly bring with me is like snacks, jerky and stuff like that. So yes, I crashed my drone this morning as I was filming that montage. Actually, that was on the opposite side of that mountain range over there. Flew straight into a tree, probably about 80 feet off the ground, and I swear I heard it hit every single branch on the way down. And sure enough, the damn thing still flies. DJI, thank you for making such a tough product. If that drone had died, I would've, I don't know, I would've had to start a Patreon or something. Today we'll be traveling all the way across Idaho to Jackson, Wyoming by way of Idaho Falls, which is about a 350-mile trip. But first we'll be hitting the town of Stanley, where we're going to have a little bit of a decision to make. So this is Stanley, Idaho, and we're about to have a choice to make here at this intersection. So we can either take 75 south or 75 north to 93 south. Both ways will get us to Idaho Falls. But I saw on the map that 93 south has a lake with a dam, and dams are neat. So I'm gonna go that way. And 93 south.
Damn it. I hate bugs.
Neat. Have a nice day. We're here in Arco,
I think I'm actually going to take this opportunity to do a little load of laundry. I don't have enough space in these bags to pack clothes for the entire trip, but I also can't really re-wear anything because I have been absolutely sweating my ass off the last couple days. I sweated so much in this leather jacket that sweat has run from the armpit seam and stained the leather.
So while we wait for that load of laundry, this might be a good time to talk about my motorcycle, my 2019 Triumph Speed Twin. I just realized I'm 4 days into this motorcycle trip and I have yet to talk about the bike itself. And the reason for that is that this motorcycle is what my entire YouTube channel was founded on. So I've already talked about it in depth in lots of other videos in the past that I would encourage you to check out if you're curious. I've talked about riding it in the city, I've talked about riding it in the mountains, I've talked about modding it, and I've even talked about touring on it. But for those of you who might be new to my channel, I'll just give you a brief overview of this bike, what I've done to it, and how I have it set up for this trip. So it's a 2019 Speed Twin. That's the original version. They did just announce an updated one as I record this. It's a fun 1200cc retro naked sport bike with about 96 horsepower, and it's an absolute blast to ride. But I did need to make a few changes of it to get it just the way I wanted it. One of those changes was the tires. It came with Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3s, which were more or less wasted on me. That's a super sport tire and I am not a super sport rider. So once those squared off, I replaced them with these Michelin Road 5s. Next, I've got these CRG Hindsight lane splitter mirrors. Now the bike comes with bar end mirrors and I did like those a lot, but I think these look just a little bit better and I like the fact that you can fold them in when you need to clear a tight gap. I have the Tech Bike Parts progressive front fork springs with the top nut adjusters, as well as the Tech Bike Parts rear shocks with the reservoir. I hope you can see that in there. I always felt that the stock suspension was fine for my weight and riding style, but there was room for improvement in the handling department, especially as it relates to carrying a pillion, and I would say that this Tech suspension did the trick. I also have these Koso Apollo heated grips here. They work pretty well and I like the integration, but the installation process was kind of a pain in the butt. I think it would have been worth springing for the OEM Triumph heated grips. Now we move into my actual touring setup. I use the SW Motec Blaze saddlebags. They're a semi-rigid saddlebag that are 14 liters each unless you zip these gussets out and then they become 21 liters each. What I like about them is that when you remove them, the bracket that they rest on is also removable. This metal bar here, you slide that out and all that's left is this little black housing that piggybacks on the pillion foot peg support. Looks totally clean, you would hardly even know it's there. So on days like yesterday when I don't actually need to travel to another destination, I just remove the saddlebags, remove the support arms, remove this, and then I have a totally unladen motorcycle, totally clean looking, to enjoy on the mountain roads and in front of the camera. Lastly, I've just got this sort of dry bag here with all my rain gear in it, my jacket, pants, and gloves, my boots that I wear, the Tourmaster Solution WP. Those are waterproof on their own, so I don't need to change those when it starts raining, but I keep this bag just strapped down with a bungee net. The Blaze bags have been working out really well for me. I wish they were a little bit bigger, but they haven't given me any technical problems. Nothing's breaking, nothing's wearing out. It just seems like a well-made product that functions as advertised. In one of them, I have laptop and charger, chain lube, a tool kit that I threw together, a tire plug kit, and a pair of street shoes and jeans, because I don't need to be walking around town in these bad boys in the evening. I've also got my toiletries in there. Then the other side is all clothes, chargers, and food. Food is in this one. Then all my camera gear is in my backpack, along with a few other odds and ends. Now I'm going to head over and see if that laundry is done so we can get back on the road. All right, we are back out on the road heading for Idaho Falls. Got some clean clothes in the saddlebag. I kind of wish I had changed into my jeans and then washed my riding pants. These things absolutely reek. But I'll just have to deal with it or see if I can find another laundromat later in the trip. So there are two questions that I know people are going to ask me about the Speed Twin. One is, does it have cruise control? And the answer is no. I also do not wish that I had cruise control. I feel completely fine just holding the throttle at the right position for however long I need to. The other question I know someone is going to ask is, how do I deal with not having a windscreen? And the answer is, I just do. Wind blast just doesn't bother me on motorcycles. Maybe if I was going to spend all day, multiple days in a row, going 90 or 100 miles an hour, but that's not what I do. I keep my freeway cruising to a minimum, and even when I do have to spend a couple hours going 70 or even 80 miles an hour, it's not that bad. So no, throttle hand cramps and wind fatigue are not what wear me out on this motorcycle. What does wear me out is the seat. It's comfortable for a while. I've definitely sat on way worse seats, but it's not great either. I would say that after about somewhere between 200 and 250 miles, my butt starts to hurt real bad. And by 250 to 300 miles, I am no longer having fun. If I wanted to take trips like this on a more regular basis, I would have to invest in some kind of touring seat. Maybe the Corbin. I mean, it's probably the best, but it's also not very good looking. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. All right, so this is Idaho Falls, and we need to find 20, oh, there it is, 26 North. It even says Jackson, and here we are, 26 North. I failed to hit record beforehand, but we just made a left turn onto Idaho 31 from Swan Valley. And man, this whole navigating thing is easy. I've had no trouble negotiating any of these routes these past few days. I thought that this whole no GPS gimmick was going to be like, ooh, what's the millennial going to do without his precious smartphone? How's he going to know where to go? Like, I thought people would be tuning in wanting to see me get lost each episode. But that hasn't been the case. It turns out if you just read the map and pay attention to your surroundings, it's no trouble getting from place to place. It's almost as if maps were invented for this very purpose. Man, is this a gorgeous stretch of road or what? Look at those peaks over there. Is that the Grand Tetons? I guess I'll find out tomorrow. I want to give a special shout out to Steve and Sean, two guys who I met earlier today when I was stopped over by that dam. I wish I knew a little bit more about cruisers so that I could say what they were riding, but whatever. We talked for a few minutes and they gave me a recommendation for a route for getting to Jackson, and that brought us over that awesome mountain pass and into this beautiful scenery. If it hadn't been for you guys, I would have just ridden straight through Alpine and had no idea what I was missing. Just goes to show you, GPS is great, maps work fine too, but sometimes there is just no substitute for local wisdom. Thank you guys.
You know the drill. Come find this sticker, take a picture of it and send it to me, and I will send you a present.
And here we are, Jackson, Wyoming. It's been a long day in the saddle, about 12 hours and 350 miles, and I am beat. Guys, if you're still watching, if you've stuck it out till the end of the video, then you are the real Van fam. Sound off in the comments, hit that like button, and let me know you're here. I was originally going to spend 2 nights here in Jackson until I saw the price of hotels. So I'm just spending 1 night to the tune of, and mind you, this is not the Holiday Inn, this is not even the Holiday Inn Express, this is Motel 6. $300 a night. So yeah, as much as I could use a break after today, we are going to be checking out tomorrow morning and getting right back on the road. You can probably make a pretty good guess as to where tomorrow's route is going to take us, but I'll let you find out exactly where we go in the next video. As always, you ride safe, and I'll see you back here for the next one. Thanks for watching.